You're listening to a podcast of Reelblack Radio with Mike D and Steph Renee. Fridays 11 a.m. till noon on 900 a.m. WURD and 900 a.m. WURD.com.
We often think about the theatrical experience, meaning live theater on stage, that it's very polite and you sit in your seat and you applaud politely, and that's the way that you're supposed to interact. And, you know, in ballet, that it's very staid and, you know, and you watch the performance and then there's...
Like you're in church.
Yes, polite applause, and then that's how it works. And one of the beautiful things that has come through this resurgence of interest both on the artistic side and the audience side of where we have seen our kind of blackness infiltrate, if you will, is that people don't feel the need to necessarily be polite. If you already feel relatively uncomfortable about your presence in a space, then I think people are more encouraged to just be them. Okay. And it changes the entire energy in the space when you give sincerely and you receive sincerely from the stage.
Well, you reminded me when did you see Nelson George's Misty Copeland documentary?
Yes, I did.
Where people showed up at Misty's show and started cheering her. Go, yes. Misty, go, Misty. I was like, oh,
as we are prone to do.
You know, but they paid their money.
Listen,
they got what they paid for.
When Tiger Woods started playing golf, it became a spectator sport. And I can say honestly, at home, you know, especially in some of those tournaments where he won by like 15 strokes, that I was acting a fool in my house cheering at the television set for just, you know, when you see dominance like that, it transforms you in a way. It is a big deal. And so, you know, I'm just glad that people are feeling more welcome, feeling more openness about the possibilities of their form of expression in any place. You know, that there are no walls too insurmountable to share a gift and to tell a story in these days and times.
Well, I'm on the fence with that one. Like if you're at the Tyler Perry movie, you can scream all you want, but certain movies, I just want to be quiet while I can enjoy it.
But that determines where you go to see it, not necessarily who shouldn't come to see it.
Well, with us on the line is J. Andrew Greenblatt, who is the head of the Philadelphia Film Society.
Yes.
And you know, the film festival's coming up. Andrew, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good morning.
Indeed. When last we spoke to you, we were talking about these community screenings that were going on in conjunction with the Film Society and, you know, inviting people, going out to spaces where we already are congregated and sharing in the beauty of film in a community space. And now here we are with a big formal film festival where people can go to these venues all throughout the city and see these great film offerings.
That's right. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, it starts October 20th and goes through the 30th. You know, and Philly's own M. Night Shyamalan is opening night.
Yes.
Yes, he is. We're giving him an award. You know, this is our big 25th year, and so we wanted to celebrate it by really recognizing someone who is so instrumental to film, and especially film in Philadelphia. And there's really no one better than Night to choose for that. And so we're launching this new award called the Lumiere Award, and Night will be the first recipient on at our opening night celebration on the 20th, and that will precede our opening night screening of La La Land, which is absolutely spectacular, and we couldn't be more excited to have it.
Yeah, well, tell us about La La Land.
I mean, it's gorgeous. It's incredibly shot. It's beautiful. It's a modern day musical, so it harkens back to that old era, but it's at modern times. It stars Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. John Legend has a role in it. J.K. Simmons has a small role in it. I mean, it's really, I can't say enough about it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, you guys are doing big things. And, you know, as far as our Reelblack listeners, we compiled a list this morning of some movies that would be of interest. I don't know if I'm going to put you on the spot, but if I just throw these titles out at you, if you can let us know about them. Up first, I Am Not Your Negro from Raoul Peck.
Yeah, that is so... This is a film that takes an unfinished book from James Baldwin, and it sets it almost, to spoken word, and it's Samuel L. Jackson as James Baldwin speaking these things. I mean, I hazard is to say too much about it, other than to say that everyone should see it. It's really something.
Yeah, there was a big bidding war for it, and in Toronto, I guess it was, and now you're bringing it to Philly. Well, OJ Made in America, we talked about when it premiered on TV, but people have a chance to see that in its entirety.
In its entirety, in a theater. There are 2 breaks, just so you can get lunch and dinner, because it is 8 hours.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of the best films of the year, and I think it's important that everyone sees it. And so now you can come see it with us, which should be a lot of fun.
Okay, Barry Jenkins has a movie after 8 years since Medicine for Melancholy, Moonlight.
Right. Yeah, and it's the movie. I mean, it's so powerful and at times heartbreaking, and it's it was the talk of Toronto, that and La La Land and Lion. Those were really the films that everyone was buzzing around. I mean, you hazard not to call things masterpieces, but it gets pretty close. And I mean, it's a must-see for everybody.
Yeah. Now, will Barry Jenkins be at the screening or in Philadelphia?
He will not, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say that makes me sad, because Medicine for Melancholy is, as far as I'm concerned, required watching for anybody who considers themselves to be in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship. Just beautiful, beautiful visual storytelling, and everything that I've seen up to now in terms of the trailers that they've released for Moonlight is just equally stunning. And, just a conversation about relationship that we don't often get a chance to fully explore on screen, particularly starring people of color. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing that one.
That's right. And we were happy to bring Medicine for Melancholy here 8 years ago at the festival, and we're really happy to have him back with him play.
Well, speaking of great cinematography, a friend of the show, Bradford Young,
yes,
is involved with one of the films in the festival, Arrival.
Oh, yeah, Arrival. That's our closing night film, and it is, it's a movie about aliens arriving, but it's much less Independence Day, much more Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It has a human element to it, and it's a really complex and deep story that it's hard to walk out without a tear. I mean, that and Moonlight, I'll add, both of them.
Yeah.
Our centerpiece films, which are probably the category, and it's probably the strongest we've ever had that category. But outside of Tony Erdmann, you're not going to leave with a dry eye from any of them.
I'll give you 2 more. I Called Tim Morgan.
I called him.
It's a documentary about Lee Morgan.
Yeah, that was on your list today?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, no, it's in our sight and soundtrack category. It explores the jazz career of Lee Morgan and his relationship with the woman who murdered him. I mean, how could that not be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean, our listeners should definitely circle that, because I know there are a lot of Lee Morgan fans.
Yeah, indeed. There are a lot of jazz heads that listen to Word, and certainly getting a chance to get some insight into their lives, off the stage, away from the music is a great thing.
A Philly Camden connection, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory recalls. And then finally, the big movie for me, I'm happy for my friend Jamal Hill, bringing Deuces to the film festival.
I'm thrilled. I mean, I've known Jamal for I think a decade now, and we were fortunate enough to world premiere, I believe, Streets back 2-3 years ago, whatever it was. It was before he did Brotherly Love, and now we get to world premiere Deuces, and this is a lot of fun. I mean, I think people are really going to enjoy it. I try not to equate it too tightly to The Departed, but it does take you in twists and turns like that, and it's really well done. I mean, you can watch his career advancing, and it's really, I'm so happy for it when I see these things.
Yeah, that's big stuff. So it's Jamal wrote and directed.
Nice.
It's Lorenz Tate plays drug kingpin, or actually not even, just a kingpin, literally. And Megan Good is in there as the mole, I guess. I haven't seen the film yet. And lots of twists and turns, like they say. Sort of like it sounded like Donnie Brasco to me, but I haven't seen it. But I'm super excited, and that's gonna sell out. So people need to jump on that.
Without a doubt, get your tickets early. Yeah, his films, when we had Streets, we were sold and oversold, and there was a line, and people were fighting to get in. I mean, we did put it in our biggest theater, the Prince, for a reason, twice, but yeah, I would say definitely get those tickets early.
Yeah, and it's Queen Latifah's producing.
Nice.
And my understanding, the release date isn't until next August, is my understanding.
Oh, so this is a real early bird special for people who are coming to the festival.
Yeah, you know more than I do. I didn't even know they had set it for August yet. I just knew it was 2017.
Yeah, that's a Wikipedia thing. So right. People make that stuff up. So just before we wrap up, what else should we look forward to during the festival? Why should people buy a pass as opposed to the individual tickets?
Well, I mean, the pass makes everything easier. First of all, you don't have to reserve any ticket. You can show up, and as long as you're there 15 minutes before, you can walk into any film that you want to see. And you can see 5 movies a day. You can really immerse yourself in it for 10 days and see a whole bunch of films and everything. I mean, the program is just so fantastic, front to back this year. Mm-hmm. You could just take a chance and walk into anything and I think have a great experience. And I do, the pass is one way to go, tickets are another way to go, but I do want to remind everybody that we also, courtesy of PNC Arts Alive and courtesy of the Wingcoat Foundation, we're continuing our PFS on Us program, which is a free ticketing program in the festival. So all the films in the documentary section, the documentary showcase section, and in the American Independence section, they are both free. So you have to go to the website and reserve the tickets, but you don't have to pay for them. So it's a really nice way to experience something new and to take a risk on something that you might not see otherwise.
That's a beautiful thing. And we know we have a lot of film heads that listen to this show regularly and certainly love to come out. And when they know that they can take, as you just said, take a chance on something for free and experience it, we encourage people to take advantage of those tickets and make sure you're calling us throughout the festival and letting us know what you're going to see, what you've enjoyed, what opened up your perspectives on certain things, because we want to engage with the film, not just be polite folks in the audience seeing it, hopefully clapping at the end because you liked it, and then walking out into your next experience. It's something that should stick with you for a minute.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations on 25 years. I mean, those are just some of the highlights, for our listeners, but you're showing dozens of movies for sure in the festival.
120-something films. And
wow.
we keep adding them. There are 3 that weren't even in the book. We added Bleed for This, which is, boxing biopic. Really powerful one. We added Edge of 17, which is a nice coming-of-age story, and we added I Am Not Madame Bovary. So the
best way to keep up on that is the website?
Yes, www.filmadelphia.org, FILMADELPHIA.org, and if you want to go direct, you just add a /festival, and you'll find it. It's really easy.
Fantastic. Yeah, I would definitely encourage people to go check out Deuces. Get those tickets now because it's going to go. And Moonlight, very beautiful film. Yeah. Definitely one of the most finely rendered character depictions I've seen in American film ever. It's just a beautiful film. So thank you, Andrew, for all that you do.
And thank you,
thanks for allowing Reelblack to be a friend of the festival.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the website, Filmadelphia.org. Again, that's Filmadelphia.org. You can see the full rundown of the 125 films scheduled for the Philadelphia Film Festival. Make determinations on what you have time for, what you have resources for. Go check out these films. And we'll be talking about this over the next couple of weeks, I am sure, as we get a chance to check out these movies and bring the conversation back here.
Yeah, but when we come back, I'll share my thoughts on the new Kevin Hart.
Yes.
What now?
I just want people to know also that Mahershala Ali, who you've seen most recently in Luke Cage, you've seen him in House of Cards, a bunch of stuff. He is definitely in his season right now.
Yeah, and Kicks, a lot of stuff. He's a great actor. Delroy Lindo's still mad though.
We'll be back with more Reelblack Radio in just a moment.
You've been listening to a podcast of Reelblack Radio with Mike D and Steph Renee. Fridays 11 a.m. till noon on 900 AM WURD. And 900AMWURD.com. Follow us on your favorite social media like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for up-to-date information at 900AMWURD and at Reelblack.